What's going on, guys? I am Toxic Jordan. Welcome back to the channel. So today we're just going to hop in real quick and do a team building guide for the new EZA that just dropped here for part 2 of the anniversary. One of them, anyway. So yeah, we've got the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Omega Shenron EZA here. So if you take a look at it, it's not like a lot of the other dual EZAs where you're fighting both of the enemies at the same time, the entire time. The way this one actually works is you fight Omega Shenron for the first 15 stages, and then it just switches to Gogeta after, and you'll fight him from stage 16 onward to all the way to 999. So we're not going to be factoring in the physical typing here much, because you don't really face him that much. Only in the first few stages, and those are pretty hard to, or pretty easy to beat anyway. It'd be pretty hard for you to die in those stages. So, yeah, we'll be mainly focusing on the Tech Gogeta as the enemy here when we take a look at all these characters. Keep in mind that as soon as you start facing the Gogeta here, he is giving an 80% damage reduction against AGL, against your AGL units. So AGL units are going to be very, very useless damage-wise in this EZA. Okay, so that in mind, let's go ahead and take a look. This is a very small category. As you can see, I mean, that's it there. There really isn't much to choose from. So, unless you have a lot of the top tier units, I haven't actually jumped into this EZA yet myself to know how hard it is. But if it is challenging, then I imagine you're going to need most of the top units in order to get it done, just because there's so few options on the team anyway. Okay, so the first leader that we're going to be talking about here is the Int Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. He's got a Giant 8 power leader skill of 170%. You can build a full Giant power team on Shadow Dragon Saga. You just bring all the Super Saiyan 4s. Bringing all the Super Saiyan 4s is definitely what I recommend, and is probably going to be the most popular strat. But he has a good sub-leader skill as well, because if you're missing some of the Super Saiyan 4s and you can't build a full team out of him, he still has the sub-leader skill of Shadow Dragon Saga, so you'll be able to throw on some Shenron units or things like that if you need to, just to fill in for a spot there. But yeah, this guy is going to be awesome. He's got his, high chance of countering here, so that can help sponge some super attack damage. He's attacks effective against all types for 8 turns, so he's going to be doing good damage, even though he already has, type effectiveness against the Tech Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Yeah, so obviously his stats are ridiculous, and he's getting these great raises on super attack, so yeah, he's going to be really, really solid, and definitely a good choice for a leader. And then another potential leader you could run if you're missing him is the physical Omega Shenron. He's getting his EZA right here, so you could potentially just start, putting medals into him to EZA him as you do the event if you're using him on the team. So you do have that option because he is a Shadow Dragon leader as well. So, yeah, you can use him. He's definitely aged out at this point. His defense is really, really bad. He doesn't have any defense in his passive, and he doesn't get any on super either. So he'll be getting hit really hard. But obviously once you're able to get him somewhat Extreme Z awakened, then he'll start gaining some defense there, and he'll be a little more reliable for you. Okay, so then we've got the Super Saiyan 4s, the LR Super Saiyan 4s here. This is obviously the best leader to use because, they're going to be doing the full 170 across the board to Fuse Fighter and GT Heroes, so you can throw all your Super Saiyan 4s on there, and they're going to be looking amazing, and all your Super Saiyan 4s are going to be on Kamehameha as well, except for Super Saiyan 4 Vegetas. They are not, but all the Super Saiyan 4 Gokus and the Super Saiyan 4 Gogetas are going to be on Kamehameha. So they're all going to be under 200% leader skill. This is also a good idea, because then you can run them as a friend lead as well. I suppose even if you don't have them and you need to run one of the other Shadow Dragon Saga leaders, you can still run this guy. I definitely would recommend this is the one you'd want to be your friend lead, right? I'm sure everybody knows how amazingly busted this card is by now. The only thing to consider, though, is that they're probably not going to be getting their counter chances to, be able to counter attacks, because they don't transform until the 4th turn, and usually EZAs take only about 4 turns at the most to beat, and then the event's going to be over. So expect to see them only in base form. That is one thing. But they do have the guard on the first turn, which is going to be very, very useful, especially if you have 2 of them on the team. So that can be utilized for you very, very well. So yeah, I think if you've got this guy, it's pretty much hands down you win. I'm sure that they can solo this event. I would be very, very surprised if they buff the difficulty of this event so much that, you know, even all these top units are struggling. So we will see. Okay, so then yeah, Super Saiyan 4 Goku here. He is going to be really, really solid on this team as well. He's got really good defense. I think this guy is better than the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, who we've got up next, because on his 12 key super, he's raising defense, and then he raises attack and defense on 18 key, whereas the Vegeta raises attack on his 12 key super, and then raises attack and defense on 18 key. So if you're not getting the 18 key supers with him, he is going to struggle defensively, just a little bit there, whereas Goku is going to, is definitely going to look better defensively. So neither of them have their Extreme Z Awakenings yet. You're going to have to wait until part 3 for those. So if you are struggling to beat this event, you may have to wait for some of these EZAs to help you out. But yeah, keep in mind that this guy isn't going to be doing much damage because he is an AGL. So against the tech enemy, he's not going to be doing much. But defensively, he'll still be fine. He should still be able to, even with type disadvantage, he should still be able to hold his own. You know, keep in mind that he has the medium chance to counter as well. So that can help you out for sure. And you may even be able to use his active skill to finish off the fight, because you can do that on the 4th turn. So that could be useful to, if the enemy's got like 1 or 2 bars of HP left and you're pretty low on HP too. This could end up helping you out. Same deal here. You know, he's got the exact same active skill, same condition and everything. So yeah, this guy will definitely be good. He's, you know, a little bit more of a defensive liability, like I said. But he is going to be doing a lot more damage because he is an AGL, right? So he's going to be a really, really solid attacker on your team. Though he won't be under 200% leader skill, because again, he's not on the Kamehameha category here. So he will only be under the 170% buff. Okay, and then we've got the TUR version here, the AGL Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. He's going to be really, really solid defensively. Yeah, after being EZA'd here, greatly raising defense for 1 turn. That is going to be so, so good. And then he raises attack for 6 turns as well, which is nice. He's got a lot of stats, you know, just at the beginning of the turn and stuff. And he's getting an additional attack on super. And then he's got his medium chance to evade as well and counter. So yeah, he is going to be a very, very solid unit. Just keep in mind, again, he is AGL. He will be solid defensively the same way as the LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku, but he is not going to be doing too much damage for you. Could see a little bit, but yeah, he probably won't be doing much. So yeah, then you could also use the Tech Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta here. Again, you know, like as you're EZAing him, even now, before you EZA him, he does have this great chance to counter, which is, I think it's 70%. So that is really solid. You could rely on that if you don't have the strongest team to be able to tank the super attacks in this event. He could be one of your most reliable countering units. If you don't have like a strong slot 1 unit, you could throw him there for that for sure. So yeah, he could look decent, but again, he has no defense start of turn. So if he's getting hit, he's going to get hit pretty hard. But he is on Kamehameha though, so you can put him on that team for 200%. So he could look pretty decent. And then obviously, if you feed in the medals as you're Extreme Z Awakening him, that could help you too, because then he'll start to gain some start of turn defense and stuff and look a little better here. Okay, so honorable mention here. I wanted to mention this LR Shadow Dragon Saga unit. I'm sure not a ton of people even have this. If you're the type of person that needs, you know, a guide for this event, then you're probably not, like, you know, you're probably not the most seasoned player, and you haven't been collecting all these Battlefield LRs that are, like, ridiculously expensive, and honestly not that good for how much they cost. But if you do happen to have this guy laying around, or have the currency to go buy him, then he could be pretty good too. The main thing to consider here is he is an int type unit. So when you're facing off against the Tech Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, he's going to look very nice because he's int type. He will definitely be looking better if you have other Shenron units on the team. So if you're running some more extreme category Shadow Dragon Saga stuff, then he's going to look better. Because he does give this GT Bosses category support. So obviously none of the Super Saiyan 4s are going to be getting that, but all your Shenrons will. So he can look pretty nice. I think he'll do a decent job tanking and things like that. You're never going to see his active skill because it's the 7th turn, right? So he's pretty much just going to be doing basic attacks the whole time. But he is definitely not bad. He's got 70% stats at the start of turn, and then he has an additional 70% stats on super. So that is definitely not bad. He is somewhat usable here. And then this is another honorable mention here. This guy has certainly aged out. He is definitely not the most usable anymore. His defense, he doesn't have any start of turn defense. He just gets, 12% attack and defense per key sphere obtained. But the main thing I wanted to mention about this guy, the two things I wanted to mention, one is that he's an int type unit, so he'll have type advantage, which is helpful. And then the other thing is he randomly changes key spheres of a certain type to rainbow key spheres when there's a Shadow Dragon enemy, which there will be a Shadow Dragon enemy the whole time. And what's good about this is if you have the LR Super Saiyan 4s, they depend heavily on rainbow key spheres to be getting their damage reduction and tank better. So if you have this guy on the team as a rainbow orb changer, that could be helping you out quite a bit. I think I may even run him on my team just to see how that looks. I may do that just to see how he performs. So look forward to that when I'll post a little video when I get to level 30, and then another one when I get to level 77 to achieve the highest title. And I will try and use him on the team and see how he looks, because I am very curious about his performance in this EZA. But yeah, so that's basically all the units that I have for you. Anybody else is, if you aren't able to build a team out of all these units here, then I'd say good luck. You are probably going to struggle a little bit in this because, if you're having to rely on units like Nova or Oceanus Shenron here, or maybe any of these like, grade 8 Vegeta or Trunks cards or Oob. Maybe Oob could be good. Let me take a little gander at him. Ooh, he's a Rainbow Orb Changer as well. Yeah, so he could be decent. He's definitely not going to be bad. He attacks effective against all types too when HP is 80% or more. Okay, yeah. He's actually going to be good for this event as well. So if he comes out turn 1, he's going to be attacks effective. He could do some decent damage. He isn't completely trash after his EZA. So yeah, he's going to be getting, what, 200% stats? Because the more HP remaining, the greater the stats boost. So when you're at 100% HP, he's got 200% stats, and then attacks effective against all types, and he's doing Rainbow Orb changing. He could look very good with your LR Super Saiyan 4s. Yeah, definitely not a bad unit. So you could rely on Majub here too if you are lacking some of those Super Saiyan 4s. Granted, his Link skills aren't going to match up the best, so you're going to struggle there a little bit. But yeah, he could be a good one. So yeah, I think that is pretty much everybody that's going to be like a reliable unit. Everyone else is pretty much just going to fill in. Obviously the brand new Sin Shenron here is a Rainbow Orb Changer as well. So that could help you out. But this guy, I did a showcase for him last week, and he was super unimpressive. You'd think he'd be good with all of these stat raises that he gets with collecting key spheres and stuff. And with getting his additional super attack and stuff, and then raising attack and defense, his stats are just way too low. Especially his defense stat here is way too low for all of this to make much of a difference. He is kind of trash. He is definitely not going to perform the best. But the Rainbow Orb changing can always be nice. So, yeah, that is pretty much going to do it for this one. So if you guys enjoyed what you saw here, then come be a part of the Toxic Tribe with a like, comment, and subscribe. We are trying to get to 77 subscribers by the end of the 7-year anniversary, so smack that red subscribe button. That would help me out a lot. I would greatly appreciate it. That is going to do it for this one, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace!